Hello there, my name's Jenny Rock, and I am going to talk to you today about reducing your anxiety because for an awful lot of us, we have massive anxiety and we really struggle to actually deal with it. And especially when it happens when we are alone and when we don't have anybody around us to help us calm down. So I've got 11 tips for you today to help you to crush your anxieties. Okay, because feeling anxious is just part of life, and anxiousness can be positive or negative because it can prevent us from making poor decisions, but it can also constrain us really badly. So whether it's helpful or not, anxiety does not feel good. So we feel helpless to control our emotions when that's happening, but that's not actually true. Because you can rid yourself of anxiety and take control with these techniques. So the first thing to do, and it's going to sound really weird, is laugh. Okay, it's not easy to feel anxious when you're genuinely laughing. And think about the funniest experience you've ever had. TV show or a movie that makes you laugh, read a book of jokes, find a way to laugh. And sometimes looking at what's happened. So say, for example, you have made a cake and you are taking it to somebody, and then the cake falls on the floor. At that point, you've got two options. You can laugh or cry. I choose laugh because I would literally kind of scoop it all back up onto the plate and kind of carry on going to where I'm going with if I didn't have time to make another one and say, we have a slight problem, but it's okay because I stopped at the shop on the way here and bought a cake. There we go. Problem solved. But if you laugh at some of the things that happen to you, rather than getting upset, it really does reduce the anxiety. And I can give you a really good example of this when I was not broken down. I was stuck in a track next door to a farmer's field. Basically, it was a whole sat-nav misdirection thing going on, and I ended up beaching myself, I should say, on a bank, and I couldn't get off. I couldn't get the car moved, and I was stuck well and truly. Now, at that point, I had two choices: laugh or cry, and I could sit there and think, well, help is going to come because I've called the recovery people and they're going to come and get me whenever they get here because it's a busy day, COVID, and summer holidays and more traffic on the roads. They'll take a while longer, but they'll get here in the end. It ended up being a 7-hour wait until I could actually get off that bank because the recovery people took 3 hours to come and tell me that they couldn't help me, and then it took another 3 hours for a specialist recovery company to get to me, and then an hour to get off the bank. But I didn't cry. I didn't get mad. I didn't get angry. I didn't start blaming everything and everybody. I could have gone absolutely nuts on the sat nav and thrown it and stamped on it and whatever. I could have done, but I didn't because I sat there and thought, well, it's okay. This is happening for a reason. This is just slowing me down. This means that I will just get to sit in my car and do my meetings on my phone, chill out, watch the farmers with their combine harvesters, reaping the fields for corn and all the rest of it. And that was it. I just sat in the car and waited. Sort of. I had water. I had a banana. I had everything I needed. But you can choose your reaction. And it could be that you kind of start welling up and then you think, no, I'm not going to cry. I'm going to laugh over this. So the second tip is to call a friend, because good friends always know what to say to just bring you back to reality. And everyone needs a little bit of support from time to time. So reach out to someone that can help. Reach out if you've got your mum, your sister, your best friend, anybody that you can phone, that you can talk to just distract you from whatever it is that is making you anxious or to talk you down from a bit of a panic. That's fine. You don't have to stay in that panic state. You don't have to stay frozen in that really, really bad way. And number 3 is remembering that life is short, because all of the people in the local cemetery experienced anxiety at some point or another. And eventually we all end up in the same place. well, not necessarily the same cemetery, but we all get born and we all die. That's a reality. We know that our time on earth is limited, and it's not easy to necessarily think about, but none of the things that you worry about will matter in the end. And it's not easy to maintain a long-term perspective, but not much is truly worthy of fear and anxiety, because the decisions that you make now sometimes are irrelevant in a year, 5 years, 10 years. Sometimes they are relevant, but it's just remembering to keep everything in context. And number 4 is thinking positive thoughts, which sounds really cliche, but you can't be stressed unless you're thinking stressful thoughts. And while it's really challenging, you can change your thoughts. You can choose your thoughts. It only makes sense to make them positive, because you can recall your favorite memories. You can make a list of the positive things in your life. If you're stuck in the car and you have no paper and pen, you can look on YouTube for things that will uplift you. Yeah, you can do anything that will actually make calm you down. You can lean back, look at the clouds, make shapes out of them, envisage that they're, you've got an elephant chasing a dolphin in the clouds, or whatever. That used to be one of our favorite activities when my son was younger. Sitting on the trampoline, laying back, just the two of us, looking at the clouds, thinking, and we would say, oh, look, that one looks like a little piggy, or that one looks like a wolf, or that one looks like a banana. And just having that time to just breathe, just thinking about the positive things in life. Number 5 is turn off the news, because if you visit your library and you read a newspaper from the 1800s, the news hasn't changed. People are still complaining about the economy. They're still complaining about taxes. They're still complaining about politicians. They're still complaining about war. And if the news is upsetting to you, turn it off. Ignorance can be bliss. Just don't watch the news. Number 6, exercise. The chemicals and neurotransmitters that create the physical sensations that we call anxiety are dulled down. They're mitigated by physical activity. So it's amazing how much relief you can find from 30 minutes of strenuous exercise. So if you're at home and you suddenly start feeling, you're suddenly sort of getting really anxious, start running up and down the stairs. Yeah. Or start doing a bit of 5-minute speed cleaning, or start doing, a quick run around the garden with the kids. Physical exercise, moving, just moving. If you can't do anything fast, do it slow. Put on a YouTube video of Tai Chi or yoga or something on the TV. And even if you get to do half the moves or a quarter of the moves, or even 2 or 3 moves, that will help. Okay. And number 7, the good old favorite, meditate. Now, I always used to look at meditate and think, I can't do that. I'm not going to sit in a chair and go, And that's not me, because I'm always on the go, and I always like to be keeping on top of things. And I just couldn't think about meditating in a positive way at all. But meditation and mindfulness have been getting a lot of attention lately, and meditation is focused awareness. So it's up to you to choose the object of your focus. And experts suggest keeping your mind on your current activity or breathing. So if you are 100% focused on tying your shoes or driving your car, you cannot experience anxiety. And what you can do is you can put an app on your phone where you can have guided meditation. So you can sit in your chair, put your earphones in, close your eyes, or press play, close your eyes, lean back, and just listen. And when it tells you to breathe, you breathe. And when it tells you to envisage something, you envisage something. And honestly, that changed everything for me, because I can now meditate. But it really does help to calm those thoughts that are racing around in your brain. And if you can't get any peace at home to meditate, even if it's once a week when you go and get the shopping, you go pick up the shopping and you park up, and you've got the shopping in the boot of the car, you've got no kids in the car, park up just after you've collected your shopping, put your earbuds in, turn your meditation on, and just do a quick 10-minute meditate, and then drive home. Don't try and meditate while you drive, that won't work. But there is always a time, if it's before the kids get up in the morning, after the kids have gone to bed in the evening, when you've parked up and you're waiting for the kids to come out of school, you can sit back in the car and meditate for 5 minutes. There's literally meditations for 1 minute up to, sort of like 4 hours. Choose what works for you. So number 8, starting the day positively. Now, every time you wake up in the morning is a blessing because you're alive. You've woken up. That is the first positive thing that has happened in your day. You have woken up. And the mental wheels start turning as soon as your eyes open. And you can take control of your thoughts immediately. So focus on the great things that you're going to accomplish today. Think about the wonderful people in your life. Remember your favorite childhood vacation. I still remember walking up to the swimming pool. My parents were like a housekeeper and handyman in a big house, and we lived in the gate cottage on site. So we would go up and use the swimming pool, and we would walk up barefoot on the pebbles. And I clearly remember that journey. I don't remember the nearly drowning part, but that's okay. I don't need to remember that. Apparently it happened. Floating face down while nobody was watching. But you choose how your day is going to go the minute you wake up. So the minute you wake up, you need to start thinking positive, in control thoughts, and that will change the entire tone of your day. Trust me, I've done it. It works. And number 10, sorry, not number 10, number 9, I nearly skipped one, end the day positively. Because if you end your day in the same way, with gratitude, with positive thoughts, while you're lying in bed, you can keep your mind focused on the positive. You can drift off to sleep with pleasant thoughts in your head, which will not only reduce the number of nightmares or bad dreams that you have, but it will also focus your brain on looking for the positive in things. So you can go to bed, close your eyes, curl up, however you comfortably sleep, and just replay some giggles that you had that day, or some things that you achieved that day that went really well, or the sun was shining and, the birds were singing today, and that was a beautiful sound. So you can end the day like you start the day. And if you are practicing gratitude, you cannot be in a negative emotion, because if you practice gratitude, which is a very strong positive emotion, it completely overrides negativity. So you can be grateful that you have had another day on earth. You can be grateful that you have children. You can be grateful that you have food in the cupboard, a roof over your head, a warm bed to sleep in. You can be grateful that you have family, that you have friends that look out for you. You can be grateful that today you are alive. So there's lots and lots of things that you can be grateful for. And if you're struggling, make a list. Make a list, and then you can pick from that list every day. Number 10, dealing with the issue causing the anxiety. So rather than getting upset, you can find a solution, because there are always solutions for the committed. You might not like that solution. That solution might not make you happy, but there is always a solution. So worrying isn't a cure, it's a symptom. And if you can resolve the situation, then do it. And 9 times out of 10, you're overthinking it. Very simply, you are overthinking the entire situation. So number 11, distract yourself. So if there is nothing that you can do about the situation, find a distraction. Some distractions are better than others. Now, if you use drugs or alcohol to try and distract yourself, they're really not a good solution, because they're a bit of a poor choice that makes life more challenging rather than less challenging. Watching TV or surfing the internet is neutral. Reading, volunteering, or exercise are positive options. And obviously we would prefer you to choose positive options. But if you can't choose positive options for whatever reason, then choose neutral solutions. That's fine. And I'm not telling you what to do. You get your own choice. You do what you want to do for you. I can't make you get rid of your anxiety. I can't force you to do it, but I can certainly help you try if you want to. And anxiety is a part of life. We all get anxious at times, but you don't have to take it lying down. You don't have to just suffer. you can take control of it. And there are many ways to reduce or eliminate anxious feelings. And try some of these techniques the next time you feel worried. Save this video so that you can come back to it. And stacking a few tips can be especially helpful. So if you choose more than one, so if you choose to maybe deal with the issue causing the anxiety and end the day positively because you've dealt with the issue, then that's a stacker. That's kind of like double bonus. So try walking on a treadmill while focusing on your breath. You'll reduce the amount of anxiety present in your life. Try distraction whilst exercising. If you've got an exercise bike, ride the exercise bike while watching TV. Yeah, all of these things will help. So you get to choose how you want to feel on that. Okay. Now, what I would encourage you to do is to like and save this video. Put a comment if you like. Anything else that you think should be added to the list. And you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on LinkedIn, you can find me on my website, you can find me on YouTube, and you can buy my book. I have a book. And just search for Jenny Rock Coaching, and you can find everything that I have. But you already have this link to this video because you're watching it. You're watching it right now. But yeah, please like the video and please share, because the more people that are reducing their anxiety, the better that life will be for so many more people. And that is all I'm looking to do, is to just help people have a happier life, because you don't need to have it unhappy. You don't need to be stressed and anxious and miserable, because there are easily ways to overcome that and to avoid it. So this is me signing off. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you all soon.
See you soon.